All right, welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today, we've got Big O.
I'm the Hulk today.
Coach Evan Hearn. And head coach, athletic director, Iowa Park football, Coach Michael Swenson.
There you go, baby.
Yes, sir.
You guys look good in that green, too. I'm going to throw that out there right now.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
I like it.
We do want to say thank you for coming over, making the short drive from Iowa Park. We don't have the resources to get out to every single sideline, so we do appreciate you coming on the sideline. I got to get better at that.
Yeah, he's trying, y'all.
Sorry.
Pray for him.
Okay, so I know all my Burke people, this is a Burke sin, but
Looks good, man. It
When-
looks really, really good.
I like
Hey, those aren't even out yet. So you are the first people to wear them this year.
It's all
oh,
solid.
okay.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
I do like this material though.
Yeah.
Solid.
And the fit is nice.
All my shirts.
Coach
feel like
Swenson did, however, give me permission to put this on the practice dummy tomorrow night's practice. So we'll see if we can get that done. I'm just kidding.
not IP.
I'm just kidding. So, Coach, we appreciate you coming out, saving us a trip. This is a short mini-series that we got going. It's just 940 football preview. Coach Hearn over here came up with the idea about getting the head coaches in here because, you have newspaper articles, you have magazine, you have social media posts of everybody who thinks they know what's going to go on with Iowa Park football. Mm-hmm. But who better to get the first-hand look and the first-hand preview than from the head coach?
That's right, man.
I think so, too. So we know football's king in the state of Texas, and we know it's coming right around the corner. So we're excited. Again, thanks for being here, and we'll start with questions.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach Swenson, like you said, thank you for coming out today, joining us here at On the Sideline. So just give us an introduction about yourself, where you grew up, college, coaching, and then how long you've been at Iowa Park.
Yeah, there's not much to that story right there. So I actually graduated from Iowa Park 1998, a little bit ago. And I was actually, my story is a little bit, obvious. All of these wanted to coach. And I was actually working at the North Texas Rehab Center, kind of waiting. I just finished up my degree at Midwestern, graduated from Midwestern. I just finished up, and the guy that actually was my offensive coordinator in high school and track coach, he called me in January, or basically in November, and said, hey, there's going to be a spot open in January. You interested in coaching? I said, absolutely. Man, I couldn't wait. So taught sociology and psychology, didn't know what I was doing.
Take it till you make it.
Yeah. Go in there, and I was my first job was an assistant football and assistant baseball at the high school. So didn't even do the junior high. I was able to. I take that back. I did one season of junior high football and junior high basketball. I had the B team. We went 0-11. But I looked good. I had the tie on, the long sleeve on.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we did it. And then I've kind of been there ever since. 2 years later, I was I was 25 years old, and I was the head baseball coach, assistant football coach. Was terrible. I thought I knew it all baseball-wise. And I kind of parlayed that. I did that for 15 years. And that's kind of my passion. Stayed there 15 years, worked into the defensive coordinator role as well. So head baseball defensive coordinator. And then Coach Sims kind of came in, took the Weatherford job, then kind of went after it. It's kind of always been a dream of mine to be an athletic director. And but like I said, it's kind of uncommon for a coach to be one, especially a hometown boy, in one job his entire career. So I've been very blessed, very fortunate. A lot of great people helped me along the way, and man, it's kind of it. So
Very cool.
So we've had a couple of coaches come on and who've been head coaches in their hometown. What does it mean to be the head coach of the Iowa Park Hawks?
Well, like I said, it's a dream come true. Number one, that's everybody's dream, as I think for most people trying to get into it. But just the sense of the pride that the community has in athletics and Iowa Parks, you understand firsthand the value of it. Number one, and then I think just for me personally, man, you don't want to let anybody down. There's a lot of tradition that's happened in Iowa Park, and I understand that tradition. I look forward to carrying on that tradition. And like I said, it's really meaningful. A lot of people do this, but it's later on in their career. You know, they kind of go off and they come back. That's what kind of everybody wants to do. But like I said, it's been a dream come true of mine, and you know, I've just been very, very blessed to be able to do that.
So you said you were the head baseball coach for 15 years. How did that prepare you? And I know you were a defense coordinator, but how did being a head baseball coach for 15 years prepare you to be a head football coach?
At this very minute right here. I'm going into my 4th season, and really the first 3 haven't been, really the last 2 haven't been kind of what our expectations are at Owl Park. And it was the same exact thing when I became the baseball coach. I took over the storied program in baseball. We'd making runs to the state tournament, and I was tasked with protecting that tradition. I played there, and my second year I didn't even make the playoffs. And then you just went to work, and then lo and behold, we turned that into one of the premier programs in Class 4A. Been to 6 regional final appearances. Numerous kids gone on to college, and we were very, very successful. So I'm trying to take that kind of what I learned early on, being the baseball coach and the tribulations that come with that, and trying to use that in football, and hopefully we'll kind of knock that door down and figure out what we're doing, sooner rather than later.
Okay, so Coach, so my first question that I have for you, of course, shout out to my guy Justin. He told me to give you a hard time. How much money are you going to put into the top? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, hey, he just started the Green and White Club for us, so there's yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He that's something that I know he's trying to do. And just since we're talking about it, how is that relationship being with that Green and White Club?
Well, absolutely. So that's just the emphasis that they have, that our community has on football, and I think more than anything, successful programs, there's really one key element. Obviously, you gotta have good talent, but you gotta have parental involvement, community involvement, and that quarterback club is doing exactly that. We've raised a lot of money thus far in the short amount of time that we've had that. We've provided all of our athletes with protein shakes at the end of every workout in our summer. So, and it's just a small thing of what's to come for that. So, but just the simple fact that the community rallying around our kids. In our program, and just because of the value that athletics is placed on in Iowa Park, it just speaks volumes of what he's doing and what our community is kind of doing in order to give our kids the very best.
Okay, shameless plug right there, Justin. I told you I had you, brother. All right, so the next thing is getting back to the topic is, how many seniors did you guys graduate last year?
Yeah, we had a huge senior class. So we graduated 18 seniors, and then right now we have a small senior class taking their place. So we graduated at 18, and we're going to come on with about 12 this year. So
okay, so with the 18 graduating seniors, how many offensively and defensively players do you guys have returning?
So returning, we're going to have 6 offensive and 5 defensive. So kind of defensively, that's where we took the biggest hit, especially our linebacker position, and that's what we're known for. We're a smash mouth defense. Our kids love playing defense. But yeah, we'll replace those guys. But I guess the strength for us right now of the 6 is 4 of those guys on our offensive line. And yeah, and not one of them is a senior going to be. So
that boy say, where the head coach? Say it one more time for the viewers.
The offensive line?
Yeah,
the offensive line. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So with those players that you have coming back, let's kind of name some of those players that you have coming back that's going to be playing key parts for you, just to kind of give the kids some recognition a little bit.
Yeah, the biggest one probably is our left tackle. His name's Andrew McLean. He's about 6'3", 250. Started for us as a sophomore. He's kind of taken on the leadership role of our team, which is very uncommon. He really did it in the offseason as a sophomore. But he's just nasty. He's that type of offensive lineman that everybody loves to have. Very smart, physical, and just get after it. We had due to some injuries last year, we were forced to start a freshman. His name was Jacob Rodriguez. So he's not quite as tall, but he's going to be about 250 as well. And both of those dudes are 2 of our strongest kids. Both power lift. They're just very strong. So they'll kind of anchor our right and left side. we'll start another sophomore. Got some valuable reps last year for us at center. His name's Ethan Dobb. And then really more than anything, the thing I'm excited about the most, this has probably been the deepest skill position we had at the receiver position. Two outside guys are probably going to do a lot of damage for us. Is Coit Holloway and Gideon Towner. Both are well over 6 foot. Both had tremendous springs and have had great summers. We have a little slot receiver named Coit Schmader, who's very dynamic. He missed majority of the year last year because he was hurt, sophomore. Mark Lee, coming back from City View, we did a lot of good things for us last year. And then I guess the biggest thing that I'm anxious to see is we have 3 running backs, and they all do something different. Jamar Miles is more of our, he's a power back. He's, about 6'1", 200 pounds, about a 4'6", 4'7", somewhere in there. And then the kid that I'm looking forward to seeing the most is his name's Braden Moreno, and shifty little sucker. He's got quads, just off the chart.
I just did a baseball video with him. That kid he's built.
Yeah, he is. So very, very looking forward to those guys. Graduated at quarterback. Parker Allen, he was more of a runner for us. His brother's kind of in line, I guess you would say, to be our to take his spot, and 2 totally different kids. This kid's about 6'3", 150, dripping wet, but he can sling it a little bit. So, which kind of bodes well for the receiver depth that we have. So very excited about it.
So with you saying that, how does that change your offensive scheme this year, going from the Tim Tebow type running back to now somebody who can sling it and maybe able to move around in the pocket a little bit better?
Yeah, it's going to definitely change a little bit. And it's not that he can't run. We just don't want him to do him. He's not, he doesn't weigh a lot. So we definitely don't want to take the chance of getting that guy hurt. But I just think we're going to be a little bit more dynamic. You guys, if you come to our games, we're 99% run the ball. Mm-hmm. I think just the ability that we're going to have to push the ball down the field. We're going to be able to stretch it vertically with the height that we have. And then I think, just with the quickness and stuff that we have, I think we're going to be able to do it horizontally as well. So just going to be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more, hopefully a little bit more explosive in what we can get, and see if we can remove some guys from the box. It's tough to run into an 8-man box week in and week out. So we're really looking forward to it. We really are.
Very good. So I got something, and we kind of flip-flop back and forth between actual gameplay and then other things. But one of the coolest traditions, I usually try to mention traditions. We all know Owl Park has traditions of winning, and they're great football programs, all that good stuff. But my cousin lives in Owl Park, and his son actually wore the number 10. And so a lot of people might not know about number 10 in Owl Park. Could you give us a quick synopsis of that? And then how do you guys go into selecting number 10? And have you made your selection for this year's number 10?
Absolutely. So who wore it? Just so
Brendan Fallon.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, he was actually the first one.
Yeah.
So yes, this actually goes back to me. So the number 10 is in the honor of the late Justin Denton. Justin, he was a year younger than me, so we played on the same team. We played the same position. Justin was an undersized football player. He was about 5'4", weighed about 120 pounds, but he gave you everything he had. Excelled, on the track academically. He was just overall, he was a good person, good teammate, and he lost his life tragically in a car accident. And so there for the longest time, we didn't wear number 10 in his honor. Like no Owl Park player wore that jersey, and his family came back to us. I was the defensive coordinator still. I think it was Coach Sims. Third or fourth, year before he was there, and they said, "Hey, we want to bring this back." So we actually have it framed. We have the actual jersey framed in our field house. When you walk down the halls. But it started out where you just wore it at home. It was just a home jersey, and it kind of became a little bit of a hassle because kid was number 10 at home, and then he'd go on the road and be number 14. So obviously, coach is like, "Why are you trying to mess with us?" And that's kind of the backstory, and I think we're at number 7 right now, guys that are wearing that, but it's all player led. So the recipient is the one that selects the next one to wear it. So like Brendan, he passed it down to I believe it was Colton Dickerson, And then so each year, you know, we just kind of just pick somebody that represents Justin and his family, and you know, and the way that, you know, just having great work ethic, number one, and being a great role model, and doing things right on and off the field, and you know, just an overall, you know, just a great person. And then they select that, and you know, we have selected one this year. It's gonna go to a kid by the name of Leighton DeLuna. So very, you know, he's going to represent that thing well. And we actually did something a little bit different this year. When we passed that down, we had the previous, you know, that they could get a hold of. We had the previous
Tens.
guys that wore it come back. So
That's cool.
like Kirby Gohealy, you know, he's playing at ACU. It was just a media day yesterday. You know, he was one that wore it. He comes back and talks about what it meant for him to wear number 10. And Sila Lumi was there, and then, you know, the kid that we had last year, Bryson McKnight. So hopefully that's something that we can carry on and get all those guys back when we pass that thing down. So.
That's got to be one of the coolest
for sure.
stories and you know, representations, but very cool, like tradition type thing, and I look forward to that every year just to see who's number 10, you know. So, but yeah.
And I take that thing very serious because, like I said, I knew him on a personal, you know, we played, you know, the same position and around each other, you know, all the time. So if they're not upholding the things, they come out and they're dragging at practice because it's hot and feeling sorry for themselves, or they're not, you know, playing the game the way that, you know, we think it should be played, man, we'll call them out. You know, hey, you're playing for something bigger than yourself. You're playing for this, you know, this person and his family sitting in the stand. So you better honor it the right way. So
For sure.
All right, Coach. So this has been great. Talk about your non-district schedule.
yeah, absolutely. So a little bit different here. If you know anything about us, we've had a bear of a non-district schedule the last 4 years. And so we kind of went a different route this year. So, you know, first and foremost, you know, I guess the game that everybody looks forward to has been week 1, the Battle of the Birds. You know, we're not doing that anymore. You know, I had the great idea to try to move that to week 5. You know, and I don't know if you guys know why. You know, finding junior high games is hard. You know, up here and where we're at, because we're kind of in that. We're in a district in the Metroplex. Last year we were in Abilene, so a lot of those guys are in leagues, and so you try to get your get week 1 and week 2 kind of off because you don't play junior highs. So I went to Coach. We used to play week 5. Talked to Coach Atwood. It's like, hey, you want to move to week 5? And he's like, yeah, that sounds like a plan. That way our junior highs can play, et cetera. So we get put in a 7-team district, lose that game. So we go to scrimmage now instead. But we're going to open up. We're not making the trip this year. They're coming to us. We're going to open up with Pampa. We played them a few times the last few years, so it's kind of always been a good game. We're going to go Pampa. Coach Mineral Wells, you know, since he got the job, we used to play them as well. So we're going to kind of renew that game again. Going to keep our week 3 with your Burke boys.
Yes, sir.
We'll keep that, and then we added one this year. So week 4, 7 miles away, we're gonna go play with City View. So we were both excited about that. Like I said, more than anything, just it's 7 miles away. So you know, and they'll probably be the most athletic team we play all year. You know, so it'll be a good test for us. You know, heading into our district schedule. So it's different. I've never been in a 7-team. Only playing 4 teams is a little bit different.
So, yeah, let's talk about it. As we know, the UIL realigns district every 2 years. And so, like you said, now you're in the 17th district. So tell us about it. Who's new in there? Who's old foes? What new places you guys got to travel?
Yeah, so it seems like we go somewhere different all the time. So we've been in the Panhandle. We've been out there. And then last year we were in Abilene. This year we're going Metroplex. And it's really us, Vernon, and Bowie kind of stayed the same. But they paired us up in there we're in there with Peaster, who, you know, they hadn't had football very long. But I really think that they're up and coming. Paradise has been, you know, just very, very explosive and very dynamic the last 2 years. Played in the regional championship, you know, back-to-back years. Ponder. They have a new coach. He kind of likes to sling it around a little bit, but they have some great athletes out there as well. Then we're going to get Boyd, Bowie, and then, like I said, Vernon. So got some new guys. We know a little bit about them because we've been matching up with that district in the playoffs. So I got a lot of video on those guys just when they played Brock, which you don't get much from that. But I at least have something, you know. So
a question just speaking of Brock, like first off, I'm a fan of yours, Coach Swenson, so I know you're not never shying away from anybody that you're playing. But how does it feel to get Brock to be moving up? I feel like where they belong anyway, and not, you know, just kind of, I say, leveling the playing fields a little bit.
It is. It really is. When we've been playing those guys, I guess really the last 6 years, we played them before in non-district, and it was a battle. It was good. We've never beat them. We haven't beaten them in 6 years that we've been playing them, and I think only, one of those was close, but yeah, man, I really wanted to go back into 4A, I'll be honest with you. I think that just the 3A is loaded. I really do. Just with all the teams, they were talking about Gunner coming, into Region 1 and moving up a classification. And then you got Bushland and Brock and whatever. But we've been unfortunate the last 2 years. We've played for a district championship the last week of the season, and we've gotten beat on the 1 yard line twice.
Hey.
This past year was in overtime. And then we ended up in a three-way tie for second, third, and fourth. And we always lost out. We've lost out twice on points and get to play Brock. So that's just disheartening for your kids. I mean, because, Brock played in the state championship 2 years ago, and they played in the semifinals last year. They're just a different animal. They got those monster defensive, offensive linemen and skill. They get people move in there all the time. So I think I even said that after we played this year. Wish them well. And, hey, I'm trying to read my crystal ball, and I hope you guys go into 4A. So, but now they're going to get into the Graham. That's going to be a heck of a game. Graham's just going to be stacked this year.
Battle of the Blue.
Yeah. And then Glen Rose. Glen Rose is going to be very good. So, they got their work cut out for them. But I'm glad to see those guys gone, for sure.
And I'm glad that Burke plays at Brock, so I don't have to go to that.
All right, so Coach.
Sorry, Coach. Realtor we trust is Kim Rowart, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website at homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AJ a call at 940-782-1194.
So my next part of my question is what's going to be Iowa Park's your philosophies offensively and defensively this year?
Yeah, so our philosophy is to be balanced. That's going to be number one. We want to be balanced. We want to be able to throw the ball at least 35% of the time. But we have some playmakers, so we need to really do a good job of spreading the ball around, keeping those guys involved, and then just not letting defenses tee off on somebody or hone in on somebody. So we think that we can do that. And then defensively, we're just in attack mode. That's one thing that hasn't changed. Before I was the head coach, like I said, I was the defense coordinator. I'd called that defense up until last year. So none of that's really changed. Coach Neff does a tremendous job, getting those guys, Burt Boy. Yeah, Coach Neff does a good job. But we're aggressive. We play a lot of man coverage. We bring some pressure. Kind of my philosophy on that is, man, I'm not going to let you just, death by 1,000 cuts. You're not just going to nickel and ball, dime the ball down the field. If you're going to score, then let's just score and get it over with, and get the ball back to the offense and see what we can do.
Give my defensive guys a break.
Yeah. But, like I said, I'm a defensive guy, so we're going to hang our hat on our defense, And I think when we got better last year is when I did that. I quit being so aggressive, trying to force things offensively, and we started punting and playing defense. And lo and behold, our season kind of turned around about when we started doing that. So
let's talk a little bit about your defense. What's some of the defensive guys that you guys are going to have this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one I'm really the most excited about. So number one, our JV was 9-1 last year, and I think they really developed this mindset of just being a stout defense. And it starts with our Mike linebacker. He's a junior. He was our catcher in baseball. His name's Kane Decker. And he's just a ball hawk. I know we don't really get into 7-on-7 much. We kind of play amongst ourselves. First time this spring or this summer that he actually does it, he picks first pass off. I mean, he's just got great instincts. But yeah, we're looking for him to kind of man our the middle of our defense. Cason Eager, he's been a defensive lineman for us. He's kind of bounced around position wise, but he's been a 3-year starter for us up front. We'll use the big old McLean a little bit and Rodriguez. Our second, Mark does a good job. So we think we have some guys. We're gonna have to create some depth. A lot of the guys we're gonna need to play on defense. Are gonna need to play offense as well. So we've got to do a good job of finding a little bit of depth and giving those guys a breather.
What? So offensively, you said you guys basically have athletes that you want to kind of get the ball in space and let them kind of do things. Braden's a heck of I call him a space eater. You don't want to see him in space, Moreno. You don't want to see him in space. He actually played top of Texas in City View, so he's a great kid, great family. I actually work with his mom. I also work with Colt's mom too.
Yep.
Schmader. Yeah, so those are great families right there. Shout out to you. I got y'all, man.
So funny story about Mo. He lives he lived around the corner from me, and he was little. Yeah. He was still in top of Texas, but his dad would have him in the street, and he's doing agility ladders. Some dude's like 9-10 years old, and he did this for years. Agility ladder, whatever year it was, he's working his tail off, and you definitely see it right now. But I think his greatest attribute is just the ability. Yeah, I think his jump cut. Yep. Is better than any I've ever seen. And
he's got quads like Saquon Barkley.
He does.
That kid.
Yeah,
he's
got
crazy.
big legs.
And Schmader, you talk about Schmader, he's put on probably 10, 12 pounds thus far this
a lot for
this
him.
summer. Yeah, so we really expect a lot of big things out of him this year. So both sides.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about that. Your kids obviously are putting in work in the weight room. So let's talk about your summer. Like how has your summer been?
Well, it's been great. So we do ours. We bring our junior high up. So that first week we had about 180 kids out there. High school, and then our girls are there too. So we had I think 311 that first really 2 weeks, and it kind of dwindles on as you go. People go on vacations and whatnot, but it's been phenomenal. We really took a different approach here. So our Park kids, I think one of the things that they have is they're very strong. We back-to-back, we won the regional championship in powerlifting back-to-back years. So we really wanted to place an emphasis on speed, quickness, agility, explosiveness. So that's kind of been what we've done. We've allowed them – we tried to create some leadership by allowing them to run the weight room. So we put the workout on the board. They pick the music. They run the segment clock. They go around making sure that our kids are doing it right and getting the reps in, and then we kind of go out and hammer them on the turf. And it's been really, really good. I think we're going to come in really good shape, and hopefully we'll test them here probably next week speed-wise and verticals and things like that. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more explosiveness from them. But they're always strong. They like to lift weights, but we needed to really work on our flexibility and change of direction and speed a little bit.
So you might have just kind of answered my next question, which is, do you guys have a designated strength and conditioning coach?
No, we don't. We do it. Coach Neff is really, he's our powerlifting coach, so he kind of handles the weight room side of it. And then myself and our offensive coordinator, Tyler Duggins, who played at Tech, is all lineman at Tech. He kind of, our head track coach, he kind of handles that side of it. This past year, we actually, I paid, I think it was like $5,000. And I just wanted to see something different. So I paid performance course. They gave us a year-long strength and conditioning, template format. They make our workouts. So we were really just curious to see if there was something else, something we needed to pair with something else that we hadn't been doing. So we tried that this year, and it was good. But we don't have that guy like Burke had. I'm trying to get one.
I figured so. I mean,
take it all for your plate.
Holidays got one. So
I mean, even
Graham has one.
Newcastle. Newcastle 1A has
Really?
a strength and conditioning coach now. Yeah. So
you know what that means, Coach?
I think that's a trend, and I think they're very helpful.
Howard Park ain't no way Newcastle should have one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Y'all hear
That's
it
right.
first.
There it
Somebody, I promise you, next year they'll have one.
Next
Most
year,
likely.
when it's posted, they
He
probably
said
will.
next year.
Yeah, but it's nuts though because the science has changed. It's not like when we probably all played. You just get on there and you do bench, squat, power clean. But what are you pairing that with? What are you eating? How does that flexibility and what strength? I mean, the speed wise, I think it all goes together. I think the science has just changed so much. I mean, and the first thing that the guy said when I used him this year, he said, "I wish I could talk you out of back squatting." Like every football coach thinks you just have to back squat, but it's actually puts your spine in such a terrible position. He's just against it.
What you do see that?
So I know one thing. You mentioned this kind of earlier about football, about your community and your parents. It's very football driven. I think that anybody who knows Top of Texas knows that Iowa Park has 752 million football kids in that program. I mean, you guys have your own flag football program, which fills multiple teams. I mean, that's something that I guess is developing. I mean, you guys have just a ton of kids who want to play football, which can be a good thing, of course. How far does your reach go as AD and head football coach down into the system? I mean, are you making it out to Top of Texas games? Are you helping with practices with that or any of your guys, or do you starting at the junior high level? I mean, where's your reach go to?
So it starts here next week. So we'll have our football camp, and same way we'll have 200 kids out there, and first to sixth grade. So what we do is we do it in the evening, under the lights, and we invite our Top of Texas coaches to come out there, and they really go with us. They'll go with position groups, and they'll start incorporating the drills that we kind of do, and really we meet with them, and they kind of use the same verbiage that we do, offensively. Really defensively, I'm a big proponent of, and this is the same way in junior high, we just want the kids to learn to be aggressive. So there's not a lot of schematic stuff that goes on really till they get to high school. We play the bear, the 10-1 defense in junior high, man up across the board and go get it.
There you go.
But those guys do a tremendous job. We have great, just community involvement with those parents, making number one, getting their kids to play, and then number two, just helping out. I think we'll have, we have we have 4 teams now, and every one we have the third grade, the fourth grade, the fifth grade, the sixth grade. It's just all third grade, all fourth. They're not intertwined. I think last year we had 9 flag football teams, and because they're playing out back behind on the grass field, right behind my window. So yes, I get out there as much as I can. So the good thing about it is I have a staff, and they all have boys. So young boys at that. So they're in flag football. They're in Top of Texas. So if I'm not there, they're there. So it's a community effort. I'm a big proponent of vertically aligning that. So, just kind of step by step, just trying to get them ready to and excited about being a Hawk as they get older. So it's on our field, and I know a lot of people do that, but we want them on our field as much as possible. So they can walk through the weight room. We'll open the locker room. Like we had 2 playing in the, the championship round. I don't know how they call that, if it's the Final Four or whatever, but man, we open the locker rooms up and let them get in there and just trying to make them excited about playing football.
So being from Burke and, Iowa Park, I grew up in it. I mean, I know the Swenson name. I know I played against some Swensons, I'm pretty sure. But it feels like Iowa Park is probably some of the most prideful people when it comes to, like you said, being a Hawk. And I don't know if that's sticks out just to me because I'm from Burke, so, we get that. But it seems like, for whatever reason, Iowa Park is probably some of the most prideful people in saying that they're a Hawk.
It is, and a lot of the people don't leave. That's the thing. Like some other small communities, but they just they come up through the system, and it's crazy right now because I have some coming in. Their kids coming in the 7th grade that I coach like my first, second, third year. I'm like, oh dear God,
It's that time,
yes, it's time to. I hope this is not a reoccurring theme of what I had to deal with, but no, they're very proud of where they come from. Just a lot of blue collar people, that really just want the best for their community and want the best for kids. And I think that trickles, definitely. I think our school system is one of the top rated school systems, in the area, in the 940 area, or really for the state for that matter. But I think they're just very proud of where they come from, and I think it's a lot of time it's the misconception like it's us against everybody else, which I don't really feel that way. I think a lot of people, at the end of the day, there's those rivalries, and I think rivalries are great. I think the Burke Owl Park rivalry is great, Owl Park Holiday. But I think there's a lot of genuine respect, for the communities as you get older.
Yeah, for sure, as you get older.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
I'm getting ready to enter into the best segment on this show called the Big O Special.
Hey, I like
And
that.
this guy right here next to me, you forgot that Coach gave me this green shirt, and I'm about to turn into the Hulk if you do that again. All right,
Don't say it and it won't
He
happen.
be hating on me, y'all. I want y'all to send in. Matter of fact, we're gonna put a poll up
Yeah.
to see how many people enjoy the Big O Special. You know what I'm saying? So, Coach, this part is for you. It's I don't know how many parts. First, I'm gonna give you a burger. I might get a shake and I'm fried with it too. We don't know.
Let's go.
All right. So, what's your favorite place to eat at in Iowa Park?
Ooh, in Iowa Park, man, I have two. I have two go-tos. Coach Hawkins, we eat every Thursday, and we go to a Highway Grill, right there. But I like barbecue. I'm a barbecue guy. So the Cajun barbecue at Rafter J, man, that's hard to beat. That's hard to beat.
You let me down, Coach.
They didn't agree. You're the first coach to not agree with
I thought
him.
you was gonna say Harvey's.
Oh, now Harvey's does have good catfish.
Got to get it on Friday, man.
Yeah,
You got to.
yeah. No, I'm a barbecue guy.
So what do you think of the Carlitos?
I like Carlitos.
Yeah.
I really, to be honest, I forget about it a lot, just because it's fairly new. So, but
I love Carlitos.
my go-to
and
there
Burke.
is some tacos.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you like Raptor J's, and I always forget about the Highway Cafe right there.
Man, that's
it's good.
Coach Hawkins, man, them pork chops about that thick.
Yeah, it's
And
good too.
He gets after it.
I've been there before a couple times. Their breakfast is good too.
Yeah, we go there and we don't have class. Like, my office coordinator is an ISS, so if he don't have his ISS, we're like, man, let's go eat breakfast real fast.
Coaches me.
So so the next part about it is what's your favorite pregame meal?
Okay, so that's one thing. So, Coach Scott Green, who's at Ryder and he was at Burke. So he just made this comment the other day. We got a couple new coaches. And, man, you guys better get ready to eat. They feed you here. Mine personally, like you talking about me or the kids.
You personally.
Mine personally is just a good old fashioned Whataburger hamburger. I mean, that's kind of what I go to. I'll run through and grab one before I head to the field house. But
And they got Allsup's there.
And,
we
yep,
have
they
two.
do have
We actually have two.
Yeah. So what's your favorite? I guess the favorite pregame for the kids.
That's the other thing. Okay, so same thing goes back to barbecue. So we kind of we'll have a parent meeting. We'll do sign-ups, and our parents, they kind of just take a week, and they'll set up a buffet style right out front. Like, our kids don't go home after school, so they'll come down as soon as the bell rings, and they kind of hang out. We just don't want them going home, so there's a spread out there for them. First time it ever happened, then I was madder and all get out. I look up and there's a dude, he's smoking ribs outside. He got ribs and brisket, mashed potatoes, potato salad. I mean,
Before the game?
Before the game.
Did he know y'all were playing? Or?
Yeah, he did. Hey, dude, I ain't lying. We scored the most points and we shut them out than we ever have. I was like,
gotta bring
man,
it
let's
back.
do it again. So we kept on doing that, but no, for the most time, they'll get stuff. They'll get Cane's. We eat a lot of Chick-fil-A. They bring Chick-fil-A in. We'll do a lot of spaghetti. I mean, it kind of varies from week to week. But we do eat, at Alapora. Those boys, because we small. I mean, so we got to do something.
I noticed one thing. You said that the kids do not go home after school.
No?
You're actually only the second coach that has mentioned that. It seems like everybody else allows their kids to go home. Is there some a reason or what? I mean, is it just to keep them focused? I mean, what's the reason behind that, if there is one?
Because they're kids. They get out of school and they're going to go hang out with their girlfriend and they're going to fall asleep, lose track of time, and be rushing back to the field house, So we really just want to, just keep them there. We know what they're doing. We have like our varsity locker room's like a dorm room. I mean, we have like TVs, couches, carpet, air conditioner, and then we got all this food for them. So, but really it's just so there's the threat of anything bad happening, like I said, the biggest thing is you go home, you fall asleep, and then, crap, I woke up, I'm late, I'm flying down the highway, God, man.
That's exactly how Coach Atwood explained it.
So
that's pretty cool. I remember him saying that, and then when you said it, it seems like only two coaches, and I think I would be with you guys on that, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, we kind of do that too, but like you said, it's just to keep a hand on those kids and keep for their own safety.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, I'll agree to that. That I was the JV coach and freshman coach at Ryder the last couple of years, having battles with my guy, Coach Duggins, who I know very well. But that Iowa Park tournament, when you go back there to that food, man, I couldn't stay out there. So I love going to that tournament and eating the food there. So this is remind me again, third or fourth year?
I'm going into my fourth season.
Going to your fourth year. So now you have a little continuity. Those seniors were freshmen when you got the job. And so tell us what would be some of your strengths this year.
Well, that you just nailed it. So that's the biggest thing. They understand me. They know who I am and what I am. I just think our biggest strength right now is, and I never really looked at it this way. Some of the old coaches on staff when I was the baseball coach, but they almost said that when we had a good baseball season, it kind of correlated and it kind of rolls right into football season, and those kids just get that taste of winning, and they get that taste of just the competitiveness, and that was kind of our message all off season was. Like I said, we've kind of fallen short of our expectations the last 2 years, but we need to bring back the glory, get back to winning championships. And lo and behold, man, we won the regional championship in powerlifting. We sent some kids to the regional track meet again in track. Our baseball team played 3 rounds deep. So we really think that that's going to play a big dividend. But the biggest message for me to them, and I guess this would be our motto, so to speak, is, man, we got to finish. We got to teach those kids how to finish. That's always been our MO, and like I said, we lost 7 games last year, and in 5 of those, man, we had the lead in the second half. We lost 2 in overtime, and really we had back-to-back years where we've had last year we had 7 lower leg injuries, and the year before we lost our running back, for the basically against Burke Burnett, Liz Frank. I've seen that we've had more Liz Frank and lower leg injuries, but I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah.
That's a plug for the strength and conditioning coach, right?
There it is.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Man, I
Figure the
bought
problem
everything.
out.
Bosu balls.
Yeah, I mean it's proven nowadays, that injury prevention.
Yep.
So you guys got anything else, or we?
No, I'm wearing green for today.
Yeah, man. This is awesome, man. I do appreciate, I think we kind of get left up. North Texas is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and just the plug that you guys are giving for the kids and allowing us to come in and talk about our programs, I think it's awesome. I listen to every one of these. So
we appreciate it, man.
It's awesome. So, and I can't wait to see you guys out and about. And, man, I think you do this for all sports, correct? Like
that's the goal.
Yeah.
We started with basketball.
Yep.
We feel like we did a pretty good job, and then we rolled right into softball and baseball. So it's really hard for 3 of the 4 of us to get everything that we can get, and so we have
covered track too.
Track.
Oh yeah, track. We have what we call gurus, for each sport. So we had some softball gurus who did really well. I feel like we did a really good job with softball. And then baseball we did okay with. Some of our gurus were not as engaged, I guess you could say. But, yeah, this is our first shot at football, man, and we're excited about it. We're excited about having you guys on. Might start some yearly thing. I mean, we've got the capabilities to make phone calls. We got the capabilities to, you guys to call in and hang out with us. But the main thing is we want to start and build these relationships with you coaches, the head coaches.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to working with you guys, but also getting back information from you guys, like the stats and the this and that, because our goal is to expose these kids as much as we can. So we're going to have top 10 tacklers, top 10 receiver. That's kind of our vision for football. So we've got a lot of stuff we're working on, but we're excited about it.
Got volleyball coming up too. So
yes, and volleyball for sure. Volleyball, we're not going to
definitely got
about.
The girls. We haven't forgotten about them.
We have volleyball seems to be pretty big in this area too.
Yes.
So
it's shaping up real well. I'm excited to drop those rankings.
I just
pretty
stole the old City View volleyball coach this year. She does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, Coach Green's I guess her last name's Green, so she wanted to go to the Green.
Yeah.
But she's a great individual.
Oh, man,
her
I'm
and her
impressed.
family. We're gonna miss them for sure, but like I said, I know she's gonna do a great job in Iowa Park.
I just got to do a quick disclaimer. I am a fan of the Iowa Park Hawks. On the game day Friday night when the Hawks play the Bulldogs, I'll be a fan of the Bulldogs. But every other day, I'm a fan of
won't
Coach
let you on the
Swenson.
sideline.
I'm a fan of all the players. But yeah, I mean, this has been great. Again,
Absolutely.
we appreciate you coming in. Do you got anything else for us? Or
Oh, man, I just appreciate you guys having me. It's been great. So
hopefully it's been fun. And we got some sweet shirts.
Yeah.
Brand new, first to wear.
don't let the
First on the
kids
line.
tackle them, man.
FO.
For all of
OTL.
my City U people, this is gonna be added to the bonfire. Nah, I'm just playing.
Don't do it. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
wear this shirt with pride, man. I got a lot of kids that I had was blessed to work with in the younger class. Most of them will be in 7th grade. So I'm definitely rooting for Iowa Park. Anytime they're not playing, of course, my team, the Mustangs, I'm always gonna be a fan of the Iowa Park Hawks. We'll talk about that. Save that for another show about the power of the H. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach Swenson, it's been a pleasure. We wish you the best of luck this year. And, just keep your phone line open in case we need you.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, guys.